Hello, FuzzTube. Let me see. Trying a new type of setup today with having my pattern and my my comments on the phone at the same time, so that can get exciting. So finding my floss for my conversion of the blood moon, and I thought I would try and stitch on the blood moon today. So let's see. Where I am at the moment. So I think, yes, I'm doing this color. Is there anyone? Has anybody joined? Yeah, I think so. So what are you guys working on today? Hello. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Chelsea. So I finally managed to find out how I got my messages up on my phone, because hey, Stitchy Cat. Oh, Amazing Animal Kingdom. That's a nice one. I am having to dual screen my phone so I can read your messages. So I hope now that it works properly. If not, I have to once in a while just tap on the phone. Oh, frosted pumpkin. Frosted pumpkin woodland sampler. Oh, and you are in Arizona. Out traveling again? So this is, as you can see, I did start the moon the original way, and then I now am working on a blood moon conversion, and I hope that it will look okay. So, oh yeah, Chelsea. Hopefully you will get to stitch later today when it's on the evening for you. Oh, another walk trip. Oh, nice, the attic. I don't have a real LNS, and I never been to an real LNS, but they look amazing from what I have seen people do on FlossTube. Yeah, love moon and no blood moon. I think I am happy with the colors now. This project have been frogged and stitched and frogged and stitched, I don't know how many times, because of the blood moon. So it definitely, I think I have it now. Let's just say that. And hope for the best, that I will stay happy with it. So yeah, I did start in in a weird spot on the blood moon, but it's, as I said, it's because I had to frog and stitch so many times. And in the beginning I started from the bottom right, but I had to work so many stitches before finding all of the colors, so I ended up just picking a spot that all the colors were close to another. So you guys can see the darkest color, the lightest color, and the medium color, like that. So and they do look nice so far together, so we'll try and work on the blood moon, and hopefully I can get some more stitches in to see if I really like it or not. If it do not get right this time, I think I will just do it in the normal moon and give up the blood moon, because I am just burnt out on trying to convert this moon. And as you can see, I am stitching in hand today. I will often stitch in hand. I like to stitch in hand. So hello, Heather. Hello, Ellsworth. I hope that is how you say it. Ellsworth Life. So this is actually the first time I am sitting and stitching today, because yesterday while stitching and when I was stitching yesterday, my hand started to I got really bad pain in two of my fingers and down in my arm, And even now when I'm sit and stitch, I can feel the pain getting back. So we'll see how long I am able to stitch. And if this continues, then I most likely will need to go to the doctor one of these days. So, but hope it go over by itself. And yeah, can't do much about it. But what I have done instead today is actually I have been dyeing some fabric, and I think I did a pretty good job, so that's nice. They are now laying in cold water and trying to rinse out. I have found when dyeing fabric, I have trouble getting the blue colors out properly, so I will have to let them be in cold water over the night, I think, or something. So no, I have not tried those stitching wrist gloves. Maybe I should try and get some. But for now, I hope it will go over by itself. Oh, sorry, I'm tired today. So I feel almost everyone is working except Shelly. Oh, that's okay, Shelly. You go and have fun. Yeah, this is a blanket with the woolly stuff. It is my favorite blanket. I think we have like 4 or 5 of these blankets in our house, because for some reason my husband and son always steals my blankets, so I need to have a lot so I actually can find one. You're doing mom things. But it's important to be a mom. It's work. So if you're doing mom things, Heather, you're working. Well, yeah. That sounds like you do not need a blanket, Shelly. Here today, earlier today it was 10 degrees Celsius, and if I would guess, it has already come down to least 8 degrees outside because our house is like ice cold. From the super warm summer we had, it was a shock to suddenly now in the beginning of September starting to get so cold. We usually don't get this kind of cold before October, so not the best. Let me see. There. $11 a.m. Oh, that's almost early. Sun, rain. Well, I think actually we have not had rain today, but it have rained like all last week. And it's supposed to start raining again tomorrow, so we have enough of that here in Norway. It is just 8:15 p.m. here. And I hope you can see me stitching. I have tried to get a good setup that you can see, but it's not always easy. Oh, good. And if I suddenly go out of frame, then just shout at me and I will get back in frame. That's the hardest part with stitching in hand, is when filming, it's so easy to get out of frame because you're always moving. Yeah, I really love to stitch in hand, but I have found that I'm not that fond of stitching in hand while parking, and that's my go-to way for full coverage. So, and some linen and even weave are not that easy to stitch in hand, so I usually stitch those on Q-snap or frame. So, but I always have some project that I can stitch in hand because it is really lovely to do. And I am no fabric shamer, so I like Aida, so I stitch on Aida. I also like even weave and linen and stitch on those, and everything I usually stitch on everything. I like everything, and depending on what I stitch is what fabric I will use. So Yeah, Shelly, you are also stitching in hand. Is it hard to find Krynic? I'm just seeing that there is some chatting going on it's hard to find Krynic. Do you say Krynic or Krennic? I have always said Krynic, so that's what I usually go for. Well, the parking is it's just something you have to get into and make your own, and then it's fine. I struggle a lot in the beginning myself because I didn't like doing only the 10 by 10 blocks and so on. And all the different methods usually say that you have to do 20 by 20 or 10 by 10 block, and you shouldn't go outside and so on and so on. But in reality, you can easily go outside of the 10 by 10 block while parking. And the way I park is I do page by page, and I find that is less wasteful with my floss. So, but I have been thinking of maybe trying Jessie Marie's way of parking. So we'll see. Krynic. Krynic. Okay. I actually like that way of saying Krynic. Yeah. Full coverage. Some people love them and some people hate them. And some people are all like me and do a little bit of everything. Krynic. So, yeah. So this is the darkest color I am using for the blood moon, and as you can see, it's not a red, it's more like a rusty brown. So 221 is the darkest color I am using on the blood moon conversion, and I tried just doing 3 different red colors, but it did not look right. And then I was thinking that the moon originally has 2 yellow and 1 orange color. So I found out that I needed to do like 2 red colors and 1 like brown red. Oh, that's a prairie schooler red. I did not know. Well, good to know that for my blood moon conversion, I am using a prairie moon red. And when I did find this color, that's when I actually started to like my conversion, but I was so tired of all the frogging and so on, and I was seeing red, like in the puns and seeing red. So I had to stop, but now I really wanted to come back to it and see how it looks stitched up when I get more colors on. biggest problem is that if I like this, I have to frog all of the yellow and orange from the first start of the moon. So there is more frogging to do in the future on this. And I have not gotten to any of the rooms because I am trying to work it from the top and down. So I'm sorry for the noise, it's my messenger. I will turn off the sound. Oh, you have 3 full coverage. The Sanctuary of Knowledge is a really lovely piece. So, but is it the fact that it's full coverage or the fact what's the reason you are not that fond of full coverage? Yeah, it can be tough when you have done 9 pages and feel that you're not close to a finish. Yeah, the full coverage project is you're in it for the long run. Stitch by stitch, yes. With full coverage pieces, I just wish I could make myself like really enjoy tent stitching or half stitching, but I don't, so I do full crosses. And since there is so many full coverage projects and that they already take a long time each one of them, it would be nice to do tent stitching and hopefully make it go faster. Oh, Hocus Pocus, that's a nice one. Yeah, I wish I had stuck to only doing 1 full coverage at a time, because having too many of them is stressful. Hi, Sandra. Yes, here. moon looks better and better as I continue stitching. But I think maybe I need to get some more of the two other red colors in, just to make sure that it still looks good. For the people that are joining late, I am doing the Haunted Mansion SAL, and I am working on the moon where I am doing a blood moon conversion that I am basically just hoping will work this time. So I have not gotten that far on this project so far. Room 4 is released and I have not started the first room. So been too busy with this moon. I think I will. Ah, thank you, Adele. What game are you playing? Oh, I'm sorry. I am just too tired today, I guess. Ooh, Little Dragon Cafe. We have a Switch. Maybe I need to test that out later, since my hand is starting to hurting from stitching again. Then maybe I need to play some more video games. My Coca-Cola and Monster. The Monster disappeared out the door. I have put in one Coca-Cola and one Monster for tonight. And when my husband left the house, he stole my Monster. He took it with him. And my Coca-Cola is not cold yet, so I am trying to wait just a little bit before getting that out of the fridge. So I was hoping to enjoy the Coca-Cola after the stream ends. Yeah, I know. He's so mean. Taking my Monster. And the worst part is he has his own Monster that he was like, oh, he wanted to buy that when we were in Sweden, because we could buy a whole bunch of different ones. And he was insisting on the yellow one, and I was like, I don't like that one, so I want like the red one. And he had a yellow one in the fridge, and for some reason he took my red one. So I am actually angry with him today. So, but oh well, what can you do? usually he just forgets that I didn't like the yellow one, so he didn't think to take that one. That's what happened most of the time. And it is actually my husband and mine's 3-year anniversary today. So we've been married for 3 years and he has gone out to play board games. And the worst part is, I'm such a big board game fan myself that I cannot be angry with him. Oh, thank you. You know that weird feeling when you want to be angry at someone, but you can't? That's me today. I want to be angry with him, but I just can't. And thank you, Heather. Thank you. So we have now been married for 3 years, and in November we have been together for 5 years. No, 6 years. 6 years soon. So and this weekend is going to be a busy one. So I will most likely film my FlossTube update on Thursday, because on Saturday I am going to a wedding. And I can't say more than I'm going to a wedding, because I promised the person that I wouldn't say anything more, because she knows I am doing FlossTube and stuff. So, but I'm going to a wedding, and on Saturday and on Sunday it is my brother and niece birthday party. So, because my brother actually is having his birthday today. Yes, I'm married. I am married on my brother's birthday. He didn't even get mad. He was like super happy, because he was like, well, finally there is hope that I can remember at least one person's wedding anniversary. So, and my niece, she is her birthday is on Friday. So, but the party will be on Sunday, where they are joined together since they're so close. I don't know if if we are celebrating Shelly or if we are, because first we wanted to do it this coming weekend, and then I suddenly got the message for the wedding. It's a wedding that it's done a little bit hastily. The family situation is a difficult one, just like me. So there will not be much family and friends and so on. So I don't know if we will celebrate the weekend after that, or yeah, I don't know. Tuesdays usually are a very busy day, so we'll see what we're doing. Maybe we can sneak in a little celebration on Friday. Oh, that's cool that River was born the day after you and your husband's wedding anniversary. Wow, Chelsea, that's a lot of birthdays on one day. That's almost incredible how people manage to do that. Brother and niece on your dad's birthday. That's a lot. Yeah, I would done the same, Heather. So River was actually supposed to be born on your anniversary. Yeah, not planned at all. That's crazy. One of the things that I am happy with is when it comes to my son, he was born almost a month too early. And I was happy because the due date was the 25th of December, and I did not want him to be born in the Christmas. So in a way, I was lucky that he was born he was born in November instead. I have totally lost where I am in the pattern. Wait. No. Here I am. No. Don't say I have a mistake already. No. It's fine. Yeah, I know. Get it together. It's not easy. I have like, I don't know if you saw it, but I have like half a screen of pattern to watch at a time, so I can see the comments. So it's really difficult to actually see where I am in the pattern. And I usually don't do this much of cross-country stitching, even when I stitch something like this. So I usually park. It varies if I like to work on screen or paper. For something like this, I like working on paper, but I do not have a printer and I have not gotten around to give my husband a drive with the PDFs on so he can print on his work. So I do almost every pattern I have digitally if they come digitally. But I hope to get them copied so I can have a working copy soon. So I am thinking that I will soon do just a little break and get myself some Coca-Cola. That hopefully will help with my tiredness. And maybe I can find some candy leftovers from Saturday and Sunday. That would actually fit me very well today. And if you haven't followed me long, then I am a totally sugarholic. Like candy and sugar and everything, I need it all the time. It's crazy. Oh no! The hotel only has Pepsi? That hotel can't have more than 3 stars. Don't have Coca-Cola, that's stupid. That's like, I was on a restaurant here the other day. Not the other day, like 2 weeks ago. And the woman, the waitress, she was saying, I was asking, do you have Coca-Cola? I specifically said Coca-Cola. She said, yes, we have that. And I was like, oh, then I will have a Coca-Cola. And she came with the supposedly Coca-Cola, and I immediately could taste that it was Pepsi, and I was so mad. So I told her that I wanted the money back for the cola or the Pepsi, and instead give me a glass of water. So, and we did. We actually did get the money back. We didn't have to pay for the Pepsi. And one of the other waitresses, she actually came and apologized for the waitress we had, because she was, the reason I got mad was because she was really rude when I said that this is not Coca-Cola. And she insisted that it was, and it obviously wasn't. So another waitress come and excused her, and yeah. But when something like that happens, it's like, if she was nice about it, then okay. But don't come and tell me that I am getting Coca-Cola when it's obviously is not. And the other waitress said that no, that is not Coca-Cola. They only have Pepsi. They don't have Coca-Cola. So do not think we will go back to that restaurant again. There's not much I get angry about here in life, but giving me Pepsi and saying it's Coca-Cola, that is unheard of. Like, I would not know the difference. So, let's see. Oh no! Replace Dr. Pepper. I have actually never had Dr. Pepper. I think I said that to you before, Heather. But I know my uncle, he has always been like talking about Dr. Pepper, that is his favorite soda. And so sad that he can't get it where he lives. You ordered Diet Coke and got a regular one? That's just bad service. I am trying to work my way a little bit down with the color so I can get the first part of the moon down here done, as I originally did with this conversion, but had to frog it all. So I do not want to do this stitch. Let's see. Oh, Coke Zero. Yeah, lots of people like that one. I think I'm just too addicted to normal Coca-Cola to have anything else. And also usually the reason why I drink so much soda and stuff is because my body is craving sugar, because with my illness I don't have as much energy as other people do. So that makes me very tired. So when I force myself to be awake, when my body wants to sleep, then it starts craving sugar, usually Coca-Cola, chocolate, stuff like that. So that is very often the reason I drink and eat so much candy I do. Because I do not want to sleep like 3/4 of the day, which my body wants to. So probably I should sleep more and hopefully lose some weight, but that's no fun. Then I would never get time to stitch. Caffeine-free Coke Zero. I never heard of that. Oh. That is, in all honesty, Heather, when you said you found Diet Dr. Pepper without caffeine, that was the same thing I was thinking that your husband was calling you. Sorry. But yeah. Sometimes, even though the caffeine doesn't like affect you with sleep and stuff like that, it's not good to drink too much caffeine anyway. So actually doing caffeine-free soda is not a bad idea. So this does not look like anything yet. I think I have done a really good amount of stitches already. But this moon takes forever. And most likely it feels like that because I have stitched this moon. I think I managed to count that I have done this part of the moon like 6 times or something already. Two cups of coffee every morning. Yeah, usually caffeine in coffee and stuff doesn't have an effect because it's not enough caffeine to actually have a result, but the placebo effect makes it so when you drink caffeine or you drink, like for me when I drink cola, I feel like I am getting an effect. And if the placebo works, then it works. Because in all honesty, if you think about it very hard, then everything like pain and everything we feel is just thought from our, not thought, but our nerve signals going to our brain. So if you drink coffee and you think that will make you awake, then your body will send out signals to your brain that you are awake and you will be awake. So I'm not saying placebo in the negative way that many people will. I'm saying it in the way that it's totally legit. became immune to caffeine. Yeah, the brain is really fascinating. Let's see. You can see when I stitch in hand, I will usually do long jumps. I will tuck the floss in at the back. So what's basically the problem with my illness is that your brain has a filter to filter out what nerve signals are going to and from the brain. And with my disease, there is no filter, or the filter is broken. So basically what happens is that everything that happens around me, my brain has to process, and it is a lot that happens every day that you normally don't think about. So, and that is what makes me basically tired all the time. The name of my illness is chronic exhaustion syndrome. It has also been called ME. I don't remember the name that ME stands for, and I don't know if that is the correct term in English, since I only know my diagnosis in Norwegian. So, and many people, and they are debating to change the name of my disease to basically say that you are intolerant to stress, because stress makes the nerve signals flow even faster to and from your brain. And because when you stress, your body is pumping adrenaline and so on, because normally you stress to get something done, or if you are training, or if you are going for a walk. It's basically the body's way of pumping energy to around your body so you can do what you're supposed to do. And I do not handle that very well when I have a broken filter. So that's why while I studied, I worked some years in the psychiatric ward. Here in Norway, we have, like, the hospitals are very far apart, but for the psychiatric part, we have some locally small parts of the hospital where the ones that are not very ill in a psychological way are and get treatment and can come and take some days and just when they need to just get back to normal again, or get a little break from life because it's becoming too hard. And I worked on one of those centers, and all the feedback I got was that I was superb in my job. I was so good because I didn't have any problem reading people and seeing if someone had a bad day, and the work learned me to, my brain has always done that. I have been that since I was very little. I got my illness when I was about 12. I didn't get diagnosed before I was 27, but I have had it all the time. So people's emotions and the way they act towards me, I do register very easily because my filter is broken. So when I worked at the psychiatric part of the hospital, I actually was really good at my job. I did usually catch people starting to getting depressed that the other people did not notice, just because my brain catches everything. So there are some good benefits with my illness, but at the same time it can also be hard, because most of the time you want to not detect what everyone else around you is feeling, because if you do, it affects you and how you are feeling. So, but it was a fun job. Very tiring, but a fun job. Oh, you have, yeah, I was actually, before I got my diagnosis, they thought I had that syndrome. And they say that the illnesses are very similar. That's why I had to get tested for that first before they could give me the diagnosis I now have, just so they didn't put like the wrong diagnosis on me. So yeah, then you can really relate. Okay, I can feel a yawn coming on me again, so I will take a little break and just go and get my Coke. And yes, and you can talk amongst yourselves. Let me see. The chronic fatigue syndrome, we have that also in Norway, but that is not the same as the one I have. because chronic fatigue syndrome you can get like cured of, but with my disease I can get what they call cured or healthy, but I will never be cured or healthy because the filter will not rebuild. And Chelsea, I will answer you when I have gotten my Coke. So, be right back. Talk to yourself. Okay, I am back. If there are any treatment that might be beneficial, well, the only treatment that is working is basically not stressing. There are no medicine I can take and there are no real treatment to do. A lot of people have had good effect of doing like mindfulness, because with mindfulness you can train your body to better handle stress, so that in a normal day you are able to do more because you can handle more stress. So, and that is basically the way that you can get what they call cured, is when you handle stress so good that you can function normally in life. But I will always have to be careful of what I do and don't do. One of my doctors told me a story about a man with the same illness as me, and he had been what they called healthy or cured for the last 6 years. He had functioned normally in life, and so on, and suddenly just in one day he was back to square one. And the doctor asked, what happened? And the only thing he did was that he went on a concert, and he had done that before, but he would take his precaution, having these good hair, like thing you have over your ears, so it dampens sound. And he would always find a place on the concert where there would be least amount of people. He wouldn't go to the big concerts where there will be massive amounts of people and stuff like that. And this time he didn't do that because he wanted to go and see like a big band. And in that one day, everything that he had like worked and done was broken again. So he had to fight his way back again. And it was one day that ruined everything, and it took him half a year to rebuild, because he didn't like fall all the way back, but he did still get a really bad relapse because his body had got an overflow of stress that it did not handle, and started to give out symptoms again. Because what you basically do when you train your body to handle stress is that you train your body to not send out symptoms that when it gets stressed, so you will not feel ill or tired. Because as I said, everything is nerves and nerve signals with your brain. And it's not something you can control as you want. It's something that it's just the way it is. So, yeah, good luck not stressing. I know. That's why I am not allowed to work. Yeah, mindfulness and meditation. I actually have found a workout that I can do in a hammock. They have a training you do in hammock, and that form of training actually makes me relax so much that it counters out the stress part. So I actually feel like I have energy after I have trained. So that is the new thing I am going to start training, most likely. And that's the same training where I managed to break my toe. So, but it works. As long as I'm careful going out of the hammock and not breaking my toe. I almost feel my blood moon is like a red Death Star with that hole in the middle. I just see the Death Star. I might need to fill that up. That's no moon. It's a Death Star. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining. Have a good time at the meeting. But it actually starts to look pretty good now. I was very curious about my blood moon against this purple roof. So that's why I focused like two weeks ago or something. I focused getting this fence done and the top of this roof just to see how the colors would work when I finally got around to start stitching the moon again. And I actually like how it looks. So far so good. Thank you, Heather. You still want to use my conversion? Well, I'm very glad you all agree that it looks good. That makes me feel so much better. You haven't decided yet? Yeah. It's hard to decide. Because both the original moon looks really good, and the gray conversion one. So you have like two really good versions of the moon you can do. And then there's mine. Let me see. I think my son has stolen my pillow again. I will just go and find it to see if it helps. Yes, here it is. My son loves to steal all his mama's stuff. So here is my pillow. Can you see? No. It is saying love. The reason I use this one is because it's not so thick, so I can easily have it under my arm and not getting it too high, and hope that maybe that will help my wrist from aching, having this pillow to support a little bit. And yes, it did. Yeah, I know. Leo, my son, he is like stealing everything. And I'm like, why can he not steal his daddy's stuff? He's always stealing my stuff. I'm just glad he is not old enough to steal my stitching. But one thing I am glad of is that Leo does not like Coca-Cola, so he will never steal my Coca-Cola. So that is a blessing. Yeah, mom stuff is the best. to steal your juice. Yeah. I'm glad Leo he doesn't like soda at all. I think it's the bubbles. So he usually drinks water or milk. That has become his favorite go-to now, is milk. And sometimes he wants juice, but not like a lot. So he's actually very healthy and a strange little kid. He will rather he will have blueberries and strawberries for his Saturday candy instead of actual candy, because he likes blueberry more than candy. So that I can promise you he has not from his mother. Isn't milk or water, is juice. Yeah. So, but in all honesty, I am really glad that he is not like me when it comes to candy. But in all honesty, I was like him when I was younger, before I got ill. So maybe he has that from me also. Yeah. The same here, Heather. And usually when Leo gets like apple juice or orange juice, he will always have water in it because he doesn't like it, like the strong taste of the juice. So we always have to do like 50-50. So still when he drinks juice, he drinks a lot of water. So that's good. I am trying to enjoy it as long as I can because I know it can change quickly. Someday he will be all over my Coca-Cola. I have a nephew and the parents gave him like, let him taste Coca-Cola from he was like 2 or 3 months old. I know, crazy. At least in my mind. And that kid could not see a Coca-Cola bottle without going crazy when he was 1 year old. He would like climb all over the place screaming and just horrible because they made him almost addicted to Coca-Cola. So I'm glad that's not my son. Yeah, balance. Yeah, I'm like if the kids want chocolate once in a while, then give them. It's not like chocolate has its beneficial effects also, especially on the brain and so on. But it's all about not letting them always have candy or soda and so on. Let there be a balance, and I think they will do all right. let's see. To this. So, let me see. So, and if anyone has any questions they want to ask me, feel free to ask. I am a person that if you ask me, I will always answer you honestly. And so, yeah. And after I am done with this live, I have to do my 100 days of heat challenge because I still haven't done that today because I haven't stitched today. So do a few stitches on that, and if my hand is not going to be a total I was almost going to swear, but I'm not. I hope my hand will behave so I can stitch today, because I wanted to actually stitch on my Tinkerbell for the Disney SAL. I haven't stitched on her since I started her, and would be really nice to do some more there. Let me see. How's your Pokemon stitch coming along? Oh, page 1. Congratulations on your almost finished. Pokemon I haven't stitched in a long time. I have been thinking lately that I should also get some more stitching in on that. So I was planning to do it for this stitch along, but I haven't got it back on my Q-snap. The time was running away from me, so I did decide that it will have to wait. But going forward, I will most likely, if one of the whips I am supposed to do is not a whip I have a printed chart. Pokemon, I work with a printed chart. Do paper and highlighter. So if the whip I'm supposed to do does not have that, I will do Pokemon instead, is my plan. So, and I am really close to getting at least one page finished. And if I just take some time, I think I can get the top 3 rows done, because it is almost done already. There are just a few pages left where I have done some partial stitching on all of them, I think. So yeah, the Disney SAL, it's expensive to begin with. You can also do the monthly where you pay the Disney SAL, but in the end it will be a high cost. So, and you can buy the panels that have come out in the SAL, and the extra panels are already out to buy. So you can just buy one panel for full price and start working on that and work on that until you're done, and then buy the next one. Especially if you are a monogamous stitcher, that is a very good way to do the SAL. Yes, in the end you will have to pay a little more money, but at the same time you do not have to spend all the money at once. So that's a good thing. And yeah, I really love the Disney SAL. So I am glad that I have the new rotation I have, because it will make me have to work on the whips that I normally don't work as much on, because the newest whips are usually the ones I will always take out. At least that is what I feel I do. Like with my Pokemon and so on. So the new rotation hopefully will make it so when I have built it up, getting some good progress done on my Pokemon and my Lady and the Tiger. Especially those 2. Those are my oldest full coverage projects, and it would be nice to get them finished. So, and I hope that September has been a hectic month, so I hope when October comes around, and if that is a little bit calmer month, then I can get along going with my A to C Stitch with Me's also. because I really want to start the Frosty Forest. No, I have not done a Gecko Rouge kit, but I recently did buy one from a woman selling on Stash Unload, so I got it to a good price. I think it was half the price it would have been. So that is also one of the whips I want to start in the future. And I hope that it will not take forever to get it started, but I am fully aware that it might take some time because there is just so much I want to do and so much I want to stitch and so little time. Let me see. So yeah, I agree, Heather. It is really annoying that it's only sold as kits. And actually, when you get them, even though they do DMC, they do not put the DMC colors on the floss. But what I will do is, with mine, I will write down what DMC color it is, just compare it to my master set. And when I am done, I am going to send it along to someone else who wants to stitch it. Because it is really a pain that you can't get like the PDF versions from them. Because especially here in Norway, the shipping taxes is really hard if you go over a limit, and the limit isn't that high. So for a kit, it will always go over the limit where you will be charged with taxes, and suddenly your project is costing 3 times more than it originally did. So I am really glad I got it secondhand. The kit isn't used, so I have like all the floss and stuff. But the biggest help was the fact that when I got it from another person, she could mark the package as a gift, and suddenly I didn't have to pay taxes. So let's see, counting. Yeah, so there is a lot of Gecko Rouge, or not a lot, but there are some Gecko Rouge that I want to do, but I am not willing to pay the kit cost for it, so I will just have to look if I can get it from anyone that already has bought it. Because I have the little gamer now, but I also want to do the gamer, like the big one with the lady. So but at least I have the little gamer and it will not take me as long as the big one will do, so happy for now with the Gecko Rouge I have. Just need to start it. Yeah, gamer noob. What you wrote. I cannot pronunciate that. I just call her the gamer. And soon I have actually on my pattern reached where I am going to start the bat in the moon. And I think if I'm still happy with the moon after I have seen it with the bats, then I know for sure that this is a good conversion. Yeah, fingers crossed. Okay, does anybody else see the hippo? I basically have a red hippo. I don't know what it is with my mind today, but I do not see a moon. Yeah, that's a good idea, Heather. Put it away for a little while and see. You can see the hippo? Yeah, it's good it's not only me. At least it's not a pink elephant. And that is like a joke in Norway. If you are starting to become a little cray-cray, then you will usually start to see pink elephants. So, luckily I do not see a pink elephant yet. And if I did, I am not alone. Yeah. And if anybody else is struggling to see the hippo, here is his eyes and his nose and like his body. And this took me a whole lot of more concentration than I first thought it would be. I was like, oh, I will take the blood moon because that doesn't take so much concentration to do. I was wrong. I think it's because I'm so afraid of doing a mistake, because I know if I have to frog an extra time, I will go mad. Oh, okay, Heather. Take care and enjoy your two little sweethearts. Yeah, give Link and River a big hug from me. So, and I think maybe for the last thing I will do today for the Stitch With Me is do one of the bats. And then that is usually the length I have of leftovers when I cut my floss. I am very frugal. Just ask Adele. Today I was kitting up some full coverage projects, and I was cutting fabric, and Adele asked me what I was kitting up, and I was like, I don't know. Because when I kit up like that, I calculate what I can get on the fabric and make the most out of it. So I as I said, can get the most out of it and don't get any small scraps. So I actually managed to get four projects out of that 25 count easy count I had. It is actually 5 projects I have, because I already had cut my mini still hair from that piece of fabric, so that was nice. I'm afraid this bat will make it look like I have a hippo looking up at the bat. But Chelsea, you, with your syndrome, you can work? Because I think you said you were on work. So that really surprised me, because here in Norway, most people having that syndrome actually do not work at all. So, but it's good if you can manage to work. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I will look at it and remember the hippo. The hippo in the moon. Maybe that is all I will see going forward, a hippo in my moon. Like, even when I'm done with the moon, I will still see the hippo. So... Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Chelsea. But it's good that you can work from home. I wish I had a job that made it so I could work from home. But those are very rare here in Norway, to have a work where you do not have to go into work each day. You usually never can work from home. So, but it is what it is. My biggest problem is that people make me tired, and I like to work with people. So that's not a good combination. I like to work and be able to help people. Yeah, in Norway, we have good support systems if you have disabilities. But it's hard to... It takes a long time to get what you are supposed to get. Let's say it like that. Because you get support from the state when you are not being able to work. And if you have a disability and that is approved, then you get full support going home. If it's not approved, then you only get 66% of your income. So that is what I have right now, 66%, and that's tough. So I hope my illness will soon be approved so I can get full support. So that is why I was on the center I have been on, to get my disability approved. Yeah, I am a teacher. so that's why I cannot work, because I have trouble with my one child, and I usually don't have any time or energy for him in the day more than a couple of minutes each day, even though he is in kindergarten / daycare all day. But I can't, yeah, I just don't have the strength to to be too much around him. So it is what it is, and I hope when my disability gets approved and I get full support that a lot of the stress I am struggling with right now will go away, and I can get a chance to train myself to get better, so I actually can function at home. Because right now I do not function at home and I do not function at work at all. So, but luckily stitching is something that makes me relax, so it's a good hobby to have. Yeah, it sucks that it's not approved. And it takes time where you can put in like don't know what it's called. But you send in a paper and that gets treated by some people and it will be approved or not approved. But the process to getting allowed to get permission to send in that paper to get my illness approved, that is also taking time. So that is basically what I am doing. And when the paper is being sent, it will take me at least 6 months before my illness will get approved. So I know there is still a long way to go. Do one more bat, and I think I need to call it a night after this bat. So if there is any last questions, you should ask them now. Yeah, Chelsea, I think you totally get me. I often have to lock myself in my room, don't have any lights on or don't have any sounds in the house to be able to feel like I can breathe in the day. Oh, thank you so much. My blood moon. I still just see a hippo, and now it looked like a hippo that is scared of bats that are flying around him. And we are soon finished with the second bat. I were mostly in high school, but I have also done like everything from first grade until what we have in Norway, the 10th grade. 10th grade is the last year of high school. So, all right. So here is basically where I am at. So, scared little blood red hippo afraid of the bats. So I might, after I turn this live off, I might just fill in the holes just so it doesn't look like a hippo. Hopefully. So I am going to leave you for today. I will be back next Tuesday. Try to do it the same time I did today at 8 p.m. my time. That is Central European summertime. So, or at least around that time, 8:30 p.m., something like that. My son has been difficult to put to bed lately, so it takes a little bit longer than I originally intended, but I hope I will be ready around 8 p.m. Central European summertime. You see a sheep more than a hippo. Oh, that's exciting. Well, so I will leave you guys for now. I hope you have a lovely day, a lovely evening, and a lovely night wherever you are. And thank you. And I will just say godnatt, which means good night in English. So, godnatt and have a great rest of your day.